Okay, so I have an activity for you today, and it has to do with making the most of your days off. The other day I had a day off, and I noticed at like 1 p.m. that I had just been sitting on my couch watching YouTube all day, and I felt like my day was very unproductive and wanted to change that. So going forward, I made a little checklist for myself of all the things that I kind of want to hit on those days off that I have where I don't have anything specific that I need to get done, but I want to be able to look back on my day and at least be like, oh, okay, yeah, like you did something. You can feel good about yourself. I know there's days where you literally just want to sit on the couch and do nothing all day, and that's totally fine. I have those too. This checklist is for the other days when you want to at least be able to look back on your day or your weekend and feel like you've accomplished something. So here are 8 things to try to complete on your days off to feel more productive. Number 1, make something. This can be creating something, art, writing, making food, cooking, baking, drawing, writing, can't remember if I said that already, a makeup look, doing your hair. Just make something. It just feels good to make something, even if it's not something that anyone else is gonna see, like making a little piece of art or, writing a little poem, like even, it feels good. Number 2, try something new. Try something you haven't done before. This can be a big thing if you have the time and means to do it, like bungee jumping, or this can be little things, which is more likely what it'll be more often. It can be trying a new restaurant, or going on a new walk that you've never been on before, or trying a new activity, or hanging out with someone you haven't hung out with before. Anything that's just a little bit new and just adds that newness to your life. Number 3, learn something. Similar to the last one, but a little tweaked. Learn something new by reading an article or a blog post, watching a TED Talk or a video on YouTube, or a documentary, or practice like your Spanish or any language that you're learning on an app, or learn something from a book or a textbook. Anything that just exposes you to new information and is going to broaden your brain a little bit more. Number 4, connect with someone else in your life in particular. Go and ask someone to hang out that day, and if no one's available to hang out face to face, give someone a call, especially if it's someone that you don't see or talk to very often, like a relative or someone that doesn't live in the same town as you. Another good way to do this is by helping someone. So this can be direct or indirect. You can see or not see the person, but it's a good way to connect with someone by doing something for them. So if it's like a family member that you live with, by doing a household chore for them, or by doing something that they usually have to do for them, or like picking up groceries for someone else, or any tiny little thing that helps someone out and makes you feel that connection with them. Another way of connecting too, if you can't see or talk to anyone, maybe everyone's busy, is to write someone like an email or a letter or a note and pass it on to them that just basically says that you care about them and you're glad that they're in your life. Number 5 is move. Move your body. Do an exercise, do yoga, go for a walk, anything that gets you up and moving, because this makes your mind and body feel a little bit more accomplished that day, and you're probably going to sleep better that night too if you've exercised that day. Number 6 is meditate or practice mindfulness. So I know that not everyone is into meditation, but do some sort of practice on your days off that gives you a moment to be mindful. So that can straight up be meditating, like using the Headspace or the Calm app. It can be listening to some sort of material on mindfulness so that you learn something more about it. It can be doing a specific activity mindfully, like eating. While you're eating, you're just eating. Just have a meal where you're not, watching something else too, and just kind of relax and enjoy it, or going for a walk, or just going to sit out on the back deck with your coffee and just having that moment, keep going like this, having that moment where you just be and you're not constantly distracted. I find that on my days off, I'm not just like watching Netflix or YouTube. I'm also like on my phone, on social media, on Instagram at the same time, or I'm eating while watching something, or I'm walking while listening or talking to someone. it's rare that we're ever really just doing one thing at one time. So give it a try. So these last two are potentially not for everyone. These are two that I have on my list and I think could apply to most people, but maybe not everyone. So the seventh one that we're on is write. So I like to write anyway. I write for myself and sometimes I share my writing like on my blog. But I mean write in the sense of just kind of have like a free write / brain dump where you just put everything out onto a page. You just literally dump what's in your head out so that you kind of get clarity and relief. It can be what you're thinking about, what's been on your mind a lot lately, what you're afraid of, what you're stressed about, what problems you're facing right now, what you're looking forward to, what you're grateful for, just anything that kind of comes up, just like let it all out, because I find that I always feel better after I do that, no matter what. And number 8 is read. Again, I know not everyone is a reader, but I love to read fiction, nonfiction, anything like that. And even though reading isn't necessarily productive, I'm not creating anything new, I always feel good after. Like, I know it's not that different from watching like a show in terms of what you get out of it. Sorry, there's a lawnmower now. There's not much difference in what you get out of it, but there is, like, you get away from the screen time, you kind of feel the progress of working through a book, and you have new knowledge at the end of it. You've expanded your perspective a little bit. So yeah, that's my list of 8 things to check off on your days off to feel more productive and to be able to look back on your day and not feel like you just did nothing. I made a worksheet. I am gonna make a blog post. I'll put this video and the worksheet in it, and I will link that post below. There's the 8 items on there with little check boxes, and there's room for you to add things of your own, and you can cross out and change whatever you like. Just do something that works for you. I find it's just cool to have like a physical check off, like just for those particular days where you're kind of finding it hard to feel motivated or productive and you want to be able to look back on your day and feel good about it. You can also make like a list of your own. I have one in Evernote, which actually has check boxes. I know you can make check boxes in the notepad as well. You could do like a physical one if you have a bullet journal. You can make like a whole week spread, whatever works, and add what is personalized to you specifically and what makes you feel productive. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!